What's up? What's up, everybody? How are you? Hello. The only panda that plays chess. Not like you see this every day. The only chess playing panda in the world. Damn it. Don't see that every day. Okay, let's send a reminder to everyone that our tournament is taking place here. Okay, profile. Yes, we're live. Where is our tournament? Profile, tournament, team, Panda and Horses Club. Join our Panda and Horses Club. Is anybody here? We're starting in 10 minutes. 8 minutes till Rapid Arena start. Message. Yeah, message all teammates here. Kick someone out of the team. You're out. Is anyone left? Starting soon. Oh no. Cheesy Noob is in the tournament. Sorry about France. Oh, poor France. Can't believe France lost. Sucks. Oh well. Alright. World Cup update. Alright, we got 3 players. Chess is Love, Cheesy Noob, and me. And they're the only people I haven't kicked out yet. Would you like to be kicked out of our team? Seriously, guys, it's very slow around here. I know that I'm only streaming 4 streams a week. I used to do 6 back in the day. But unfortunately, things are kind of tough at the moment, so we can only do 4 streams a week. We are hosting our Panda July Rapid Arena. The time control is 7+3 Rapid. We're starting in 7 minutes. It's a 2.5-hour tournament. I am playing. Cheesy Noob is playing. Chess is Love is playing. Morales is in the chat. We haven't seen you, Morales. Get in there. Practicing always. Gia Shock. Come on, guys. Let's get some players. I know everybody. It's a tough world all around right now. Especially if you're in the US or Gaza or Russia or North Korea. All right. Morales. Wow, what is that? Oh, Gypsy. Only 4 streams a week. I know. Well, no, I used to do 6, but now we don't make enough money. You know, you've been supportive. You've sent us donations, but as I said, I can't really make a living by streaming. So this is a labor of love. It would help if people would subscribe, though. If everybody would please support Jeff Bezos by subscribing. No, support me by subscribing. Or donate gift subs. The essence of chess is thinking about what chess is. David Bronstein. Well, I never actually spoke to David Bronstein, but I was in his presence, at least. He was very beloved. We played in the same tournament once in Hastings in 93, I think it was. Maybe twice. I can't remember. But that's kind of the essence of chess is thinking about what chess is. David, obviously a philosophical guy. He had a good sense of humor. He was very beloved. I recommend 200 Open Games, and also the other book he contributed to. What was it? Alchemist. Sorcerer's. God, I can't remember the title. He wrote a book with another guy. Sorcerer's Apprentice. That was it. I think Sorcerer's Apprentice. Most importantly, 200 Open Games. It's a shame Bronstein didn't write more. He probably did articles in Russian. All right. So, well, of course, he annotated, Zurich 1953, which is one of the greatest tournaments in all of all history. A great tournament book. So that's true. I don't really think of tournament books necessarily as like, you know, it's rare that to be like iconic, but that's one of the only iconic chess tournament books in history, written by Bronstein. So 1953, it's been a while, but he just texted me, Bronstein, text you from the afterlife. Master of None 514 has followed. Okay, guys, we don't have much time. This thing's getting underway very quickly. 3 minutes. I have 4 players. Morales, speaking of slacking, Morales practicing always is in. Morales, where are you? Get in there. Where is everybody? Come on, join our team. Here's a link to join our team. But I can't, you know what sucks? You can't pin like 2 links. That's really dumb, you know, honestly. You can't pin 2 links simultaneously. Why is life so difficult? Boy, that would be a really difficult thing to allow for Twitch. Pinning 2 links. Wow. Probably there's some way to do it, but I don't know. All right. So I just pinned 1 link. We'll just put the other one in there. In case anyone wants to join our team, I'm going to just put the other link in the chat. So if you want to try to join our team, you can attempt to do so. Well, it's pretty obvious. It's self-explanatory, but if you want to join the, that's another thing they should do on Lichess. Joining the team, there should be a link for that, like within every tournament automatically. Wow, what did I just do? That should be self-explanatory. You can click on the Pawn Down Horses Club, but a lot of people don't realize that. Okay, it's a highlighted link. It's there. Yeah, okay. So, 4 hours. Oh, that's actually an old follow. Wow, that's weird. I had a follow 4 hours ago. That's totally random. I thought he just followed now. We have 4 hours old follow. Guys, talk to me in the chat here. You know, maybe I shouldn't stream on YouTube because it just sort of like, it probably weakens my Twitch stream. Archeras. Then Rapid begins. Yeah. Archeras, Master Strength player. Hasn't been in one of the tournaments in a long time. But there's only 4 players. I don't know what's going on lately. Like, it's not just me. It's not just Twitch. It's not just Lichess. Every time I click on Lichess, it always looks like there's 100,000 players. If you go back to Lichess main page, it always says 98,000 players. I'm beginning to question this, you know. I'm really beginning to question it. Because I swear to God, like, there are less players around, and it's not just me. There's less people watching streams. There's less people in tournaments. There's less people watching my stream, but it's like universal. It's not just me. I swear. It's not just me. I mean, okay. Maybe I'm paranoid. Okay, first game practicing always. It's not just me. It's I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I used to go to the States in the summers until 2019. But this is not, I mean, okay, there was COVID. COVID was like exceptional, right? COVID, like 2020, 2021, and 2022, in that, let's say, 3-year period, there was a super chess kind of Queen's Gambit trend. Plus, people weren't traveling as much because it was like just after COVID, or COVID was happening. But I guess now we're like beyond COVID to 2024. Still wasn't bad. But 2025, 2026 now, Last year I didn't notice it as much, but I also took some time off last week. Last year I actually went away. Let's see, we went away to Croatia once, and I feel like there was another trip. Now I can't remember. I went to Romania. I don't remember why. I thought maybe I went for 2 trips last summer. So this is the King's Indian player who plays the Slav. Guys, can you join the tournament? I've never had 4 players. I've never had this few players ever. You know, in a Tuesday or Wednesday tournament. This is funny. This is a funny. So what's up with 97 check? This doesn't look right for black, does it? Pretty obvious smooth there, bishop f4 check. Practicing always, I don't know who you are. You know, you remind me of someone, the way you play, but, you know, this is really weird. I don't know how you couldn't know that much theory. Like, the 5th move you made is, or 4th move is a big mistake. This looks very dubious for black. $95. I don't know what the best is. White is definitely better here. How much better remains to be seen. Maybe knight g5. A weird idea. You sure we never played before? I'm inherently paranoid, but practicing always. When was this account created? Joined 3 years ago. Yeah, you're getting out of this. Not completely. Not completely. I don't know who you remind me of. You remind me of someone else. The way you don't know. Your rating is very high. I mean, your rating's too high to not know. Well, okay, you're 2269 in classical. That's quite high to not know, you know, like the 5th move of the Slav defense or whatever. The chess result tournament, right? Okay. I had to run off when you sent me that. I would have checked it, but I actually had something like really important to do, so I forgot. I will check that. Most people are real obsessed with openings. You know, actually, it's good that you aren't. But again, the weird thing about it is that you call yourself King's Indian Defense. You think like you're somebody who's really into memorizing openings or something. You name yourself after an opening. It's all a deep trick. You play the Slav, you don't know opening theory, but you call yourself King's Indian Defense. That's weird, you know? That is really bizarre. It's all like the art of deception. Did you beat me in the Simul? The Simul that didn't happen, right? Yeah, that skewed all my scores. Now everyone has a win against me for the Simul that didn't actually occur. That's the second time I've done that. It was the only unrated. You were the only unrated. Okay. Unbelievable. Yeah, this variation is. It should be much better for white, but it's not so easy, is it? What do I do? Oh, you got a check on before. Didn't even notice. Well, it's not a check now, but it was a check at some point. This is remarkable. So it's like he's a sort of accidental genius. What do I do now? This is weird. You're an accidental genius. That move is wild. That move is. What other adjectives can we use to describe it? Greedy. Very greedy. Very greedy move. Incredibly greedy move. Bishop takes c2, rook takes c2. I guess that's the safest. It is weird to take my rook off the open file. Well, it's a half open file. This is just another half open file. Yeah. Okay, I think that rook c1 is good. I could have tried to sacrifice a pawn, but why? Why do that? That's risky. I mean, knight c4, bishop takes b3. Some sort of check stuff. Knight d6 check, or bishop d6 maybe. I think that in Blitz Rapid, it's important to keep things. Have you seen the meme, Son Dad? Why is my sister named Summer? Dad, because your mom and I wanted to name you after things we love, Carol Khan. Oh my god. That's so stupid. What a nightmare. London system. That's not some nerd t-shirts now. They have these like ads you get on your phone. Everybody's making like their own little websites selling t-shirts and stuff. You get pop-up ads about that on the phone. Every kind of t-shirt imaginable. Chess themed t-shirts. Chess meme t-shirts. That's funny, man. I like that. That's funny. And it's a good indication of where we're at. Well, I guess Carol Khan. It is made of names. The name is literally made of names. So practicing always is got a cagey defensive style, but he's objectively seriously worse here. Objectively seriously. I was reviewing some stuff about Magnus winning the World Blitz Championship like 5 years ago. And this commentator had written some stuff about, how he did that. And it's interesting. Magnus, if you take Magnus, for example, and why he's so good at Blitz and Rapid, positional stuff. I played against him in Rapid. He beat me with no tactics. I mean, that's the thing. Blitz and Rapid largely. Magnus plays a very strategic, fundamental game. fast, follow the rules. I'm not going to criticize our only subscriber. Damn, dude. Immediately adopting a negative. You know, are you one of those people, Chess Riddle, that likes to needle people? Like, my dad used to call it needling. There was this guy at poker the other day, Gary, who he got into this huge. Well, he was harassed or attacked by, not like physically attacked, but this other poker player just totally went off on him. He was totally rude, out of line, and like lost to him and like insulted him, harassed him. But sometimes people, it happens that you don't realize you like provoking people. You know, he kind of needles and provokes people, and then wonders why he gets in trouble later on. I'm like, well, you are like kind of needling and provoking people. Um, you know, not bragging. I'm a very modest guy, dude. I think I pride myself on my modesty. So, hurt me with a humble brag comment. I've got some ego, but nowhere near like most people who are whatever good at what they do. I try to be modest. God damn it. All right. No, man. Which way should I take here? I thought I completed the move, but I didn't. So anyway, I felt bad for this guy, kind of. But I'd had a run in with him once myself, where I got really angry at him and I like insulted him too. Not as bad as it happened this time, but sometimes people don't realize that. I'm just sensitive, you know. A lot of people are really sensitive. Damn, he's defending now. He's going to super defendo mode. I think I misplayed this. That's a great try. Lock it up. Throw away the key. Great try. Really. I'm not shitting you. That's a really great try. And I blundered. Good. Way to blunder. Damn. We're gonna have to get creative now. How serious is the blunder? Maybe not that serious. Yeah, see. This is why you reminded me of someone else. It's very Repunge Bonsal, like not completely though. Those of you who don't remember him, I banned him like 10 times from my stream. Alright, now he's falling apart. He's not Repunge Bonsal. Oh, it's a good thing I had Rook H4. I know it sounds like I'm bragging, but I reminded myself of Magnus a little bit. I was thinking about Magnus. By the way, Artur As is playing. He's a very good player. Sun Prism is here. Panic and Skywalker's here. So small but strong field. Cheesy Noob, me, Artur As, Sun Prism, practicing always, Panic and Skywalker, Just as Love. No one under 2,000. Effectively. And we got a request to join the team. Okay. I don't want to leave, dude. I hate that it doesn't let you leave to open another window. Give me a break, man. Just want to let someone in the team. Samoa, Chessmate King, 2419, 13 games. That's what I get for a request. Declined. I'm desperate for people, but I can't accept people with less than 25 games. No. It's not happening. All right. No. Uncle Brian, yeah. Magnus moments allowed. Yeah, my big regret is that I never got to meet Bobby. I was here with Bobby in Budapest the same time for a long time, a lot. And well, not a lot, but for a considerable amount of time in 97, 98. And my friends got to meet him, I didn't, you know? That is a shame. I told the story how we called my friend's house when we were there. Bishop G5, okay. But it's still not the same, you know? Being at a house where Bobby called on the phone is not the same as meeting Bobby. My friend got to sit there while he analyzed. He got to watch Leiko and Bobby analyze. It's pretty cool. God damn, dude. How much do I hate Cheesy Noob's opening repertoire? I don't even know where to start with it, man. I hate this. I hate the Tory attack. It's bullshit. What am I supposed to play after e6? I forgot what I'm supposed to play. I'm supposed to play like c5 or h6, and I fucked up. I played bishop e7, and that's probably pretty bad after 92. Now I've been forced to play this crap. Although I don't know about 95. That doesn't feel right. 95, it doesn't feel right. What are you going to do? The Stonewall? Does that seem right? 95? It's too early. Wow. Yeah, I don't really believe this. I think he's... going on instinct here. What about the e3 square? How do you protect the e3 square? Does it even matter? So knight g4. Well, what are my other options? This is a goddamn good French for black. Why are you so weird? Who doesn't play bishop takes b4? I mean, bishop takes e7. I had a minor Freudian slip there. Fine. What's the point? You want to take with your pawn on g5? Why do you have to be such a weirdo? Okay, h6, my knight gets trapped. I can play knight e3. I can take on g5. See, Cheesy Noob's not going to do well in slow tournaments. It seems like he's addicted to playing super fast, like most people. But I know he plays in some league or something. But it's just it's not good to use no time in your games. That's not advantageous. Okay, my knight is offside, so we really have to do something about it. Just wondering about h6. h6, take. Queen d4, c5, queen d2, d4, queen d3, queen c5. I just spent 3 minutes figuring out chess. He just makes his move instantaneously. Dude, why even play chess if you don't want to think at all? That's what I don't get. All you want to do is win on time. Asterbate did the same thing, right? He would just play instantly. No awareness of the actual clock. But it was weird. It was almost like conscious decision on his part. Cheesy Noob. Phew, I almost hung a knight. Cheesy Noob has a very strange obsession with knights versus bishops. A very strange value system where he thinks that knights are stronger than bishops, which is not really recommended. I don't think the knight is stronger than my bishop because it doesn't have a permanent outpost. Even like if I was to play c5, c4, and you could have your knight on d4 forever, then your knight would be better than my bishop, but that's not the case. I can play c5, obviously. Should I play c5 is another question. I like just waiting with bishop d7. I can castle either side. He's so reckless. Good player, Cheesy Noob. I mean, you know, on the average. Do we have another request stream team, or is that the same guy? No, same request. That's so annoying, bro. Why doesn't it go away? Like, no one has ever reported that bug, and they've never corrected it. Okay, h4, of course. Very solid move. Preventing g5. That's actually pretty smart. Maybe I should play c5. No more knight d4. There's this. I like this. Hey, how's that diagonal? He prevented g5. One way of looking at the move h4. It's prophylactic. This is strong but small field. Cheesy Noob, me, Arturas, Sun Prism. So no one in the field is under 2,000. But really sad that Morales didn't play. Also, there are no lower rated players, especially without Asterbait here. Bro, come on. 2.5 hour arena. I attract 0 players below 2,000. Are they afraid? Oh my god, man. G4. That's... Well, there's no explanation for that move. You want to play F5? Wow. That doesn't seem like a good idea. Not with your king on F1. This is not the advanced Caro-Kann. He thinks he's playing the white side of the advanced Caro-Kann. F5's fine with me. He's not exactly strengthening his F5 there either. The king F2 connects his rooks. He's a really reckless player. But he has such a weird style, it's hard to figure him out. Six years ago or 8 years ago, I thought he was cheating, for sure. So strange to play against him. Not easy. Okay, this is a very logical move by my opponent. But I'm looking at maybe bishop c6 to get my bishop in the game. I think it's time. Well, that was already discussed. How do you like me now? As they say in the rap world, is your knight stronger than my bishop here, Cheesy Noob? I don't think so. Definitely not now. Why not play d4? Oh, you can't. All right, b4. Oh, I'll play d4. Wow. I'll play d4. I'm a genius. Wait, that was my plan. That was my plan. Maybe he's a genius. It is a pity to trade my bishop for his knight. It's a pity to trade my bishop for his knight. But, you know, psychologically breaks his back because he hates bishops and loves knights. Most people are like, please don't trade your knight for my bishop. He's the opposite. What just happened? C4? Was your pawn on c3 or c2? It was on c3, no? Yeah. No en passant. So en passant is not an option here. I have to take. Dangerous. It's a great move. f6. King. Where's your king? He's a minute ahead of me. Maniac. Ruslan Bear. What's Maniac's rating? Maniac 1660. Who's Maniac? Joined 9 months ago. 9 months ago. It's not Acerbate then. Bishop f3. Pawn takes. Queen takes. Okay. Okay. That's fine. I was concerned he might sack the exchange. I'm not sure that I'm actually that much better here. His king is not that easy to attack. He go to g3. See? That's what I thought. It's a good move, I guess. I don't want him to play f4. g5 is probably good. He would have played f4 otherwise. So we can keep him honest. 2189. Jesus. What? Really? I have queen takes. All right. We need to win this. Wow. Just keep it simple. Shame this is an arena, not a Swiss. Cement shovel. He resigned. Mr. Coffee. Wow. Pretty good effort by me. 2 blunders. Oh no. 2 blunders by me? No, those are cheesy noob. Oh, this doesn't look right. Okay. Resume. All right, we've got a few players now. It was a little rough there in the beginning, Mr. Coffee. We had like 4 players in the first, at the start of the tournament. I was afraid my stream was done. Grossmeister. He's new. Archeros is in the tournament. I don't know. He said he couldn't participate. Cement shoes. I never moved my king off of B8. Mr. Coffee, how are you, man? Maniac. Magniac. Who's Magniac? Dude, I clicked on Magniac. Games played 0. He's gone. It's weird. Anyway. Alright. Sparklers, Cheesy Noob, Practicing Always, Archeros, Cheesy, sorry, Chessman, 5765 from Fiji. No. Chessman's from Australia. Okay, I remember. Gobble Troll Mops is here. I think we had 2 subscribers, Chess Riddle and Mr. Coffee, which isn't bad. I haven't seen any subscribers lately. Things have been pretty slow around here. Not any reason my fault, but Lee Chess always says there's like 10,000, 100,000 players online, but I don't know. It seems like a massive drop off in terms of number of streamers. Like, bro, why am I the only streamer that shows up? There used to be like 3 or 4. Feels like everyone has abandoned streaming on Lee Chess, except for me and a few others. But I guess they all just finally realized like you can't make money streaming on Lee Chess. It took like 7 years to figure that out. Okay, this is not a prime time. We're not streaming on prime time. Mr. Coffee, jump in the tournament, man. Friendly W from India. Few chess players in India. All right, you have more than 100 games, so I accept you. The other player who tried to join our team had like 15 games. So I don't accept players, and it says it in the rules of my team. We do not accept people. I believe Mr. Coffee made this up. Will not be accepted into the team unless you have at least 100 rated games in your account. Blah, blah, blah. Cheesy Noob Chessman. Cheesy Noob H4 without castling. Very Magnus-like. Death by AI. Seen any good ICE arrests lately, Mr. Coffee? Archeros is losing against Practicing Always. That's not a good result for Archeros, who from my recollection was a very strong player. He should be the favorite against Practicing Always. It's possible that Archeros is like coming out of retirement or something. The Archeros, I remember, very, very strong player. Speaking of strong players, I'm gonna self-deport now. Oh wait, I already did. Wait, wish I could play. No ICE sightings. Panicking. I'm panicking. So, something quiet for the panicking Skywalker. Speaking of puns, Move 11 came up with something yesterday. What was it now? Oh, okay. This appears reversed. Why? Why wouldn't appears reversed be good? The sniper. Okay, now it's just in English. It is what it is. You're not going to try to play like the Mora Gambit or something with that 5, I hope. I self-deported. I self-deported 22 years ago. You're going to do that. No, brother. You know it's not good. Anakin Skywalker not basing his game on perfect accuracy. I have this really weird streak going on at poker that for some reason I always win on Tuesdays, but I rarely win on Saturdays, or I do ridiculously better on Tuesdays than Saturdays. But I can't figure out why. Like, I think I'm just trying to attribute like some random. You're the statistics man, Mr. Coffee. How many statistics would you need, for it to be like statistically relevant? Like 20 sessions. My results with Tuesdays is like way better than Saturdays. But I can't figure out why. I literally can't lose on Tuesdays. But Saturdays is kind of sketchy. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what's different about Tuesdays and Saturdays. He's still trying to play this. Maybe you're playing against better players on Saturday. Yeah, maybe. But you'd think like the Weekend Warriors would be worse. Like you got like these regs on Tuesdays. There'd be like more. I think there'd be like more bad players on the weekend, but I can't figure it out. It's really getting like predictable. But I guess you let stuff get in your head and you start running away with it. I think it's just random. It's probably just random. It's just random. It's just a coincidence. And the more you start thinking about something, you start like dwelling on it. Okay, Panic and Skywalker. Panic Skywalker is an example of a player who probably plays the same no matter who he plays against. It doesn't matter if I'm like a 1200 or 2600. He just does the same thing. He does his thing. I don't do that. I'm very like situational and aware of who I'm playing against. This is a very reckless. Well, Panic and Skywalker has this reputation for being like a reckless style player, and I think he embraces that. At the same time, maybe a little bit of tempering would benefit him. Or let's say temper. Bishop f3. Tempering your aggression against the stronger players. Adapting to your opponent's strengths and weaknesses. You don't care too much. Okay. It's all about what, the people at poker, man, they're really bad. I see so many similarities now that I'm looking for it. With weakness in chess players and poker players too. If you're like multitasking, you're probably not serious. First of all, people watch movies while they're playing poker on a tablet. I'm like, oh my god, you're playing poker for money and you're watching a movie on a tablet? Are you serious? No, you're not serious. Okay. You know, when I used to play poker online, sometimes I would have trouble concentrating and I would actually play chess at the same time. And I'd be playing like 8, maybe 6 poker tables and playing chess at the same time. And it was really not easy. Really not easy. My chess game was totally like drawn down. I was I was way, way weaker. It's kind of like playing a Simul. Um, it's important to focus like all of your attention on whatever you're doing. I mean, multitasking is fine when you're just like sitting on your couch and watching the grass grow. Um, but I think if people are playing a competitive strategy game, come on, man. We're playing a competitive strategy game here. Whatever it may be, this isn't grass growing 101. You don't care. Well, I care. Interesting move. Light squares, dark squares. Light squares, dark squares. Light squares, dark squares. Do you like white meat or dark meat better? When you play poker, dude, it's a poker club. Of course. There's like 6% rake. You got to beat 6% rake. I don't know how that works at a Texas poker club. They charge you by the hour or something. One of those. How do Texas and like California poker clubs work? I don't know. America's card room, right? In all cases, we're better here. So I just had a son thought that I didn't like. Well, it's like a casino. It's like a card room in a casino. Just it's not a casino. Just imagine, going to Atlantic City and playing in the card room at the Tropicana Casino or something. Same thing. Yeah, Queen D7 is best. But I had an idea. Wait, now I remembered. Oh my god. Oh, I have a crushing blow here. Wow. I have a crushing blow. Knight takes f6 check, followed by bishop h5. Oof. Yeah, I almost thought I had to play rook h1, but this is devastating. The bishop h5 is devastating. He doesn't have a way out of that. It's an offer you can't refuse. He's got a little bit of cheesy noob going on. Okay, so it's not over. And there's some question as to which way I should capture on f6. I'm winning a rook, but he doesn't care about that. What's a rook, right? What's a rook? Oh, rook takes. Rook takes isn't bad. Actually, I kind of like rook takes. He walked right into it. I have e7 covered, so I win the queen for a rook. Yeah. See, Panic at Skywalker, he's an instinct, instinct player. Not really calculation based. But you can't do without calculation. The higher level you go, it becomes like mandatory. Should I play queen g4 check? Probably. Yeah. Now the other rook. You have that move? Is that good? Better not be. What could possibly go wrong here? Not a good choice. It's like one of those mate in 3 puzzles. Why is there no mate here? This is weird. My late score bishop can't check him. That's really annoying. Well, I can if I do this, right? Probably this is best, oddly enough. Yeah. Don't believe the hype. Mate with the largest piece. All right. Cheesy to have been first place. Oh, the dreaded. The Grand Prix Smith-Morra hybrid reversed. I had the bishop finish. Bishop finish? Or finish bishop? I had bishop d1. Oh my god. I didn't even know. I was only looking at e8. It's so funny. Like, I couldn't... yeah, I had bishop. Oh my god. I kept looking at e8 and I totally missed bishop d1. It's crazy. Yeah, in my mind, my bishop can only move forward. I don't know why. So the dreaded... Oh, I made 0 and actually 0 mistakes, 0 blunders. Very suspicious game by me. The engine actually thinks you're better. Oh, opening. Okay. Because, yeah, g3 is not a good move. But, I mean, that's a dangerous kind of system to play against beginners. But I've been there before. I mean, I've faced it, you know, so I learned the hard way how to deal with that kind of, let's say, weird gambit line. There were other people who played, you know, Grand Prix attack sort of hybrids. Okay, Arturas, I do not remember what openings he plays. I thought maybe I don't remember. Yeah, I do not remember. Okay. Close Sicilian, that's not good. That is not good. And that is not good. I don't like playing... I don't really like playing this. Foigle. Now it's just a standard close Sicilian. Okay. Fine. It's a standard close Sicilian. And talked about this position. d4 is overrated. Used to think it was good. Till Noak Tronson in First Saturday in the early 2000s. And he just played b6 here. And we were like, oh. So d4 is not so good, actually, it turns out. Surprisingly. It's a false positive for white. I think even like some close Sicilian books probably like, you know, made people assume that this is good for white. But the engine confirms what the Vietnamese knew all along. I think there are other moves black can play too. Maybe even queen b6 there. Now we have a question about bishop placement. Even though I know this is quite good for black, according to the engine, I haven't really actually played it much. Normally I play knight d4. So bishop a6. What's the follow-up? Bishop b7 is perfectly fine. Bishop a6, rook fd1. But where do I put the rest of my pieces is the real question. I don't know. I don't know. What am I supposed to do? You just did queen d2. That's probably the best move. And Engine says that black is slightly better after b6, or at least equal. Now I suddenly don't know what I'm supposed to do. I know white doesn't really have any threats. Bishop a6, rook d1. What do I do after that? Bishop a6, rook fd1. If I take, he takes. I take, he takes. But I mean, I could just drift into a slightly worse position there. That's not what we're looking for. Do not know. Bishop a6. Just play it and not know how. I don't have a plan. Knight a5, b3. Takes. Oh, this is definitely surprising. He wants to clear the other rook for d1. But it's not nearly as aggressive as rook d1. I'm pleased to see rook e1. Not as scary for me. Much more passive than rook fd1. Takes knight e5, no real threats there. Trading's nothing special. And then there's standard type of moves. You've got a4 in the background, queen c7. I'm not really scared of that necessarily. Queen c7, idea, rook d8. Problem is I can't play queen d7, which is where I would often place my queen in this type of line. Now which way? Well, d5 is usually like overrated. But another player is incredibly fast. Because if you play the closed Sicilian, like you have a kind of setup you play every single game, and you don't really need to think about it. It just becomes like, very routine. F4 also not expected. That was not expected here. That is weird. So, I mean, are you seriously going to play like F5 now? Where did F4 come from? Not sure about rook c8. Not sure about much of anything. Maybe I should have taken on d4 and then played rook c8, but he kind of wants me to take. Feels like. His knights are... Once I had this game against Paul McIntyre, who's an FM, where my knights never moved, it was a Bafnik English. Ah, okay. Should I play f5? Seriously? Alright, I'll just play rook b8. Ooh, look at him. Maybe rook c8 was wrong all along. But anyways, you only learn by living. Only live by learning? But Sami Farha said, in order to live, you have to be willing to die. And I think, like, people that are afraid to lose in chess, like myself included, oftentimes rob ourselves of opportunities to improve by being too afraid of losing. For those that don't know, Sami Farha was like a really famous poker player of Iranian American descent. All right, so Gina Khan. You have the Khan t-shirt? Do you want to buy a Khan t-shirt? Khan meme shirts for sale here. Oh my god. It was in the middle of the story about the game with McIntyre where my knights got tied up in a Botvinnik English and they never moved. It was a rapid tournament. I lost in 20 moves with white and I wanted to cry. Because I was sitting there and my idiot knights were like still there on those squares when I resigned. Like in less than 30 moves. But here he has that typical sort of knight g3. You know, Khan. No, close Sicilian. Your other Khan. The close Sicilian very. I don't want to be sexist. Sorry. F5 is a party pooper. Party proper is more like it. Or a proper party. No, if white plays it, it's a proper party. But if black plays it, it's a party pooper. It just depends. Oh, Boris Spassky's with us. No, but you can't do that. You can't do that, bro. Don't forget, I have pawn takes g4. That's a terrible idea. Pawn takes e4. Could you imagine pawn takes e4, pawn takes knight, d5? Compensation. The ultimate center? Oh, God, you could do that. That's just mental, though. You know, that's really mental. But, I mean, what are my alternatives? My knight is short of squares here. Shit. There is knight a5, but it's crap. Crap. Sacking there. Takes. Alright, we only live once. Let's do it. It's fun. This is for fun. This is just for fun. Do not try this at home. If I say why not? If I say why not, what do you say? Because. Because. Why did I do this? Because I can. Why did the chicken cross the road? Stops all the way fine. He should have played f5 first. And that's a proper party. He seems to be like, yeah. So there. Well, you might have to sack the piece back, you know, at some point, and then it's just chaos. I don't normally like to go for chaos, but I suddenly realized I had left my knight short of squares. A5 sucks. B4 is trapped. If I end up having to play like A5 and knight B7, I'm not a happy camper there. This looks very dangerous though, to be fair. Wow. So, oh, you have that. You could just do that. Really? Okay. So what happens next? I have nothing? Seriously? Well, no, I have to do this. Now, he lost to playing always, practicing always, but he's going to beat me. Man, that's embarrassing. How about the long diagonal? Anything there? This is one of those games where I'm going to lose because I tried to create something and that usually goes wrong. 99% of tactics don't work. Another famous saying of mine. This is too much. It's too much. You're not allowed to get creative. There's no getting creative in chess. Chess is about droll routine. I'm just gonna end up like down 2 pawns for nothing. Is that what we're gonna see here? Okay. Chess on a droll. Chess on the roll. My God. This sucks. But F5 drops a pawn. That's good. Maybe not. That's unclear. This can't be right for me. It doesn't seem fair. Two pawns down for nothing. But I guess like the d4 square and f3 aren't nothing, you know, and the long diagonal isn't nothing. These are more conceptual things, not material. It's not exactly nothing. If he plays f5, I guess I'll be like 1 pawn down for nothing. In some cases. There's all sorts of crazy stuff happening. Knight f3 check. Bishop e5. I need my bishop. Well, I think I have to take this. Because I got nothing better to do with my life. He's trying to mate me. Oh, now we got something. That's a fork. Whoa, you just like lost your queen. He's rusty. He had me. He's totally rusty. You can tell. I had to be busted. Look at White's score here. The engine says black is slightly better. The engine wants to play e5. That's a weird move. White has won 5 out of 7 games in this position. Bishop a6. And now rook fe1. The game where I first saw this played by black is not in the list. It was played in 1990. No, 2005. I expect rook d1. Queen c7. Again, the engine wants to play the funny e5. Okay. That's a funny move, but gets control of d4. Bernhard Schneider, 1984. My move was played in 1990. Same position. I played rook fd8. And now d5 is good. f4 is bad. This is dubious. Here. d5 was good. I missed it. Now d5's g4 is crazy. b5 was good. I played f5. So f5 is actually a big mistake. My pawn sack. You guys want to know something? Wow. So he should have taken the knight. Obviously, I expected him to take the knight. It's crazy. He didn't take the knight. I mean, my entire calculation was based on this. And he goes and he plays the other way, which I never, ever anticipated. So I'm like winning here, according to the engine. You guys want to know a secret about this game, which is really disturbing? Gina Carol Khan. I can't reveal to you guys because it makes me look stupid, but I have to admit, I thought I was. I mean, I didn't know I was up a piece, like, because I don't count the material. Like for me, like when I played the move, I was just expecting him to take the knight, and he didn't take the knight, but I still was like, in my mind, I had sacrificed a piece. So I believed I was like down a piece, getting my piece back. You know? You told me that twice, but I didn't have time to read all of your comments because I was like 3 minutes behind the clock, and I just like read a few things you wrote, but not like every one. Everybody plays so fast against me, I don't have time to actually read all the chat when I'm playing. So no, I know you might. Yeah, I didn't see it, and you made a comment like you were 2 pawns down for nothing, and I I agreed with it, but I didn't know I was not down a piece. I thought I was down a piece, and then got it back. Oh, do I have to play Cheesy Noob again? Ah, it's so brutal. Can I just resign? At least he plays the Caracan. Thank God. You didn't play the Caracan. Oh no, the Philidor thing. Oh no, that's almost worse. Okay, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do then? Okay. No, the Philidor is not as good as the Caracan. I mean, there's no doubt. But I'm not gonna do what I did last time. Can I just pretend I'm playing the Fianchetto Peart or something? Not so simple. Of course it is. It's a Fianchetto Peart. Cheesy Noob doesn't know this line. It's an old Peart. You don't know this is the old Peart? B5 because you can. Not because you should. Wow. I guess I should have played A4, but I'm not so sure about it, if I'm being perfectly honest. But I should take it seriously. Rook E1, B4. He just does it anyway. I have 3 possible squares. Although 92, knight takes E4 is unclear. I guess. Knight A4 is offsides. I assume knight B1 is probably my best bet here. That was my default safe move. Safe word. I mean safe move. That's a black lion. The 3 lions. By the way, is Argentina the favorite against England? I hear people asking this question. Dude, after watching Argentina almost lose to Egypt, pulling that miracle off, I feel like they're not. Anyway, I don't really follow football. So, anyway, it's tonight, right? Falkland Islands. I forgot about that. I remember that when I was a kid. The Falkland Islands was a big deal. Yeah. There's been some reuniting of that with was it the previous? Wasn't it under the previous administration? You'd think like what's his face would be big for that. That new moron who's like the Trumpist prime minister or president of Argentina he would probably be big on that. I know, and Egypt was killing them. Egypt, like 2 goals up, they could have just like turtled up It was just weird. I watched that game live. The match. Technically, it's called a match, Sledgy. I know, I know. Um, it was heartbreaking to watch Egypt lose. But yeah, I mean, I thought Argentina was nowhere near as good as France, for example. And France just collapsed against Spain. I can't imagine Argentina has a chance against Spain. So the English might as well win because otherwise it's kind of game over. No, I mean, no. They're too good. They never allow any goals. But at least if England plays Spain, it might be competitive. I don't think Argentina is going to have a chance against Spain. But who am I? I'm just a pundit. I'm an unqualified pundit at that. Stick to chess. Something you actually know. Cheesy Noob here is... Cheesy Noob is badly missed in this game. It's like a big swing and a miss for Cheesy Noob this whole game. He is not in a good place here. So this is what you got to do to Cheesy Noob right here. Fully anti-Cheesy Noob. Karpov versus Cheesy Noob. As much as I dislike Karpov politically, you still got to give him credit for his chess, I guess. Oh, this is crushing. God. Oh, maybe he has a response. Let's see. Rook A8, taking the open file, trapping my queen. He missed it, though. You should have played Rook A8, and you just played this move instantaneously. Queen B6 is really bad. Because I'm not going to play Queen A1 and fall for that trap. I'll just play, like, Rook A4 or something. Missed his chance. Oh, no, that's ugly. Dude, that's really ugly. All right. A lot of pressure on the D5. The E4. So we just go D5. He has a shot, though, because cheapo doesn't work. C4 is guarded. So he's... This is really bad for black. But it's only a pawn. True. He doesn't care by his standards. It's still close. I guess we'll just exchange. Now, he's a dead man. You got nothing on the A file. Revolving door of knights. It's just a pawn, but it's kind of an important pawn. It's devastating. But this is like Egypt versus Argentina, where we just huddle up, turtle up, and we can't lose, We're just winning. It's just a matter of time. Knight B6. Should I play that? Yeah, why not? You have no threats. Still have no threats. You're a clear pawn down, no compensation. But should we go for his throat with F4? Or just chill? Here's an annoying and provocative move. Provocative. Is our queen trapped yet? Oof. Wow. Where's your queen going? I better not fall asleep here. Jeez. Your queen trapped yet? Okay. Oh no. This? Wait. He resigned. Move 5. Yeah, but this is different, you know? Maybe this is a good line for white. Against particularly this Hannum variation. I don't know. I should have played a4 probably. You could have played knight c4 first. Drown the Clown in the tournament with Panic and Skywalker. Well, there's a good matchup. Panic and Skywalker. Oh my god, what is this? Scandinavian? Oh, Drown the Clown's an expert on this. I'm surprised Panic and Skywalker didn't get queen trapped or something. Drown the Clown had some other game. Yeah, this is really bad for black. Drown the Clown, he's particularly good against like trashy gambits. He specializes in that. He knows everything about trashy gambits. You probably should try something else. All right. Cheesy Noob's still in first place though, after losing to me again. How does he do it? How does he stay in first place? Guys, please subscribe. Girls too. Where else are you gonna see a live panda playing chess? Dude, get in the camera. All right. Haruku's back. Look who's back. Dude, I swore I'd never play the Karo Khan again. I don't think I played it on the stream since the swearing in of quitting the Karo Khan. I used to play the Karo Khan, but it doesn't like me. Karo Khan is like indigestion. You know, it's like eating a hot dog. Tastes good, but it always causes problems. Here we go again with A6. Maybe the Karo Khan's like, it's not hyper modern enough for me or something. I don't know. The Nefidov variation. Nefidov variation with A4. But if I have to pick A4, A6, I'll take A6 all day long. Hiroku played this already against me once. Nefidov, he beat me once. I was a little overconfident. One of these end games. Another one I probably won. White's still like equal here after pawn takes pawn and trading queens, but I still don't think that's the way white should play this type of line. And A4 is not a great move. I played everything in the Karo Khan. I didn't really do the EF, but all the others. EF is all the rage now, but that's the one line I never played. I played the other 3, all with very bad results. Well, I never really played Bishop F5 just online. In tournament games, I played GF Karo with a horrible score, and of course 97 also with a horrible score. I think I won a game once in the 97 Karo Khan against a relatively weak player, but Bishop C4, okay, that's more like it. Bishop C4 isn't bad. Now I can go into Philidor if I want to. Yeah, but why? I'm not playing the Kraken so I could like transpose to the Philidor. Although you can get a relatively good Philidor, I suppose. 92 is a good move by white. That makes a lot of sense. To avoid pins, leave your F pawn mobile. I have knight takes e4. Feels early. Probably nothing special. I would just simplify a lot here, but it looks like F4 is the kind of thing now. I don't love F4. Knight C6, D5. So here we have to be thinking about going back into so-called Philidor. Because if I don't, like, what do I do? We don't have a lot of options here. There's a simplifying knight c4. I talked about that. I mean, knight e4, maybe. Maybe it's my best move. I don't know. Objectively. It doesn't seem great, though. Let's try it. But this is like, what is this, playing for a draw? What am I doing here? Playing for a draw? Draw? Knight c4, knight c4, d5, bishop d3, pawn e4, bishop e4. Would probably be transposed to something like that's almost identical to what happens in some Philidors. Although again, a6, a4 probably favors black. I'm not so sure. Maybe in some endgames the a4 could be advantageous. Maybe a4 gives him some space. He's just, the GF is bad, of course. You're telling me. You see some people play it. You know, I mean, I guess it's playable if you're really specialized, but there are a lot of better things to play than the GF Caro-Kann, that's for sure. And if you don't know what you're doing, you're a dead man. I knew a little bit and it wasn't enough. I was getting smashed by even mediocre players. You know, when you're losing to mediocre players, the opening's not good. I don't think I ever won a game. I tried GF Caro multiple occasions. The best I ever managed was like a draw or draws against a few people or something like that. I don't remember beating anyone with it. Just disasters. My best tournament start ever. I beat 3. I started this one tournament like before I was even a national master. I beat like 3 FMs in a row and then played the GF Caro against Joel Benjamin. Great idea. I lost in like 19 moves, ruining my best start ever in a tournament. Don't play the GF Caro against the Grandmaster. The GF Caro was popular for a time in the 80s. And it's not like, you know, that was a secret. Queen D3. Fancy play syndrome has been called. Wow. Got some serious fancy play syndrome going on with that move. You're just baiting me, man. I'm going to take that bait. I could play G6. But it feels like I'm just playing into your hands there. What? You're kidding me. Oh my god. You took my knight, you didn't take my h7 pawn. Come on. That's unbelievable. You played queen d3 and then took on c6? Dudes, I can't believe it. Yeah, that's like what happened in the 19-move loss. Well, it was even worse. I like got mated on the queen side or something. I can't believe he took my knight on c6 after playing queen d3. That's really weird. That was a seriously weird thing for white to do. I guess I don't want knights coming to d4. But Hiroku, what a completely inexplicable move. He plays queen d3, I play knight c6, and he could have taken on h7 with check, but he doesn't do it. I wanted to pretend like I was blundering. I was gonna like jump out of my chair when he played bishop takes h7. Act like, oh my god, I didn't see it. So black is in charge, large and in charge here. But it's still not that easy, huh? Let's give him some problems to solve. Pawn structure or two bishops, right? Which is more important? In this position, the two bishops has to be more important than the pawns being doubled. His pawns are weak as well. What does white play? Rook c1? Probably. It's ugly. But actually, yeah, rook c1. I hate it when they like pay attention to what I'm talking about and they play the move. Well, let's say, yeah, how do I do this? Rook c1. Is anyone still alive besides Sheena Rook? Kind of dominating the chat there. Just because there's no one else in the chat. All right. Where have all my fans gone? I don't have any fans anymore. Oh my god, that's a bad move. Why wouldn't you play rook c1? I mean, I get it that you don't want your rook tied down to c1, but I think you have to. I think you have to. Any other move is suicide. This has got to be suicide. What do you do after, like, rook b8? I could have played bishop d3. Sorry, I was playing King's Indian Fence. Welcome back. Be a subscriber. Some men like being dominated. Oh, it's not just men. I heard it goes both ways. All right, seriously. We don't have enough viewers. I don't know where everyone went. Like, I think it's just a general, like, economic, like, thing, partly. Lead chess also. Less people are streaming. I mean, it definitely seems like there's less streamers on lead chess. There's less chess streams on... Everything is bad. Everything is bad. Economically. But I need to work harder, clearly. There's a school holiday. Well, if I had, you know, focused more on younger viewers, I probably would have more viewers right now. But I'm always kind of prioritizing, like, adult viewership. More my thing. All right. So, yeah, nothing wrong with helping the younger generation learn to play chess, though. But they mostly like want to play bullet and that whole thing. I prefer to work with the adult, improver group mostly. Why is Roku thinking so long? That's your first mistake. If he had played this ugly rook fc1, it's not easy to see exactly how black can make progress. But he only created, like, serious weaknesses on the white squares now. Aha. Mistakes have been made. That It's like a Lichess puzzle. One of those easy ones. Maybe he actually tricked me here. Unbelievable. Lichess puzzle get. This is funny. He might not be lost. That's kind of ironic. Okay, but you need to find a move. Like, actually, he has lost. No, I think he's lost. Rook e1 takes. You don't have a move, do you? Rook d1. I'm threatening rook d1. The problem is rook d1. Otherwise, you would win the piece back. And if you move your bishop, I take rook takes b2, defending the bishop anyway. It's kind of stupid, but it works. So you're screwed either way. You can thank Trump for, well, no, I know. Like, my whole stream collapsed. There are two things. Asterbait not being here and Trump being president of the United States. Mr. Slow, my biggest patron, leaving. You know, it's like a perfect storm. But that probably was related to Trump, too. Trump destroyed the economy in the whole world, not just the United States. It's not limited. The damage of Trump is not limited to the United States. It's the whole world, you know, that he fucked up. It's a total shit show. Now we're going to tax this Suez Canal or something, whatever it is. Bro, every day is a different shit show. Girlfriend, bro, whatever. Yeah, we know. It's hard to believe that one man wrecking machine can destroy the whole world, but that's where we're at. You never would have thought anybody was capable of destroying the world economy so cleanly and completely. And enriching himself. Yeah. Dude, the Hungarian politician, one of the Hungarian, like, politicians who got fired or had to run away because he stole a lot of money, he just popped up, like, working for, like, a car company in China. Literally. It's crazy. The foreign minister, the former foreign minister of Hungary, is now working in China for a car company, you know. You don't want to go to Russia, right? If you're part of the Orban administration. If you could choose China or Russia, I mean, where do you go? You obviously, Russia, that's like bad, you know. Don't go to Russia. I mean, unless it's your only option. You're like, you know, a whistleblower or something. If you could choose, you definitely go to China. China, Russia, North Korea. I think Iran. That's like the order. Practicing always. Here we go. I'm playing the King's Indian. I didn't know who I was playing. China also has economic problems, but what else is new? This is Solstice variation. I don't know it that well. I never play e5. But I know that it's the best move. And I was talking about David Bronstein earlier because he was the quote, right, for the tournament. Bronstein, how was it now? Yeah, Bronstein Botvinnik World Championship match. They had some great games in the King's Indian. Botvinnik was like white in these type of King Keto King's Indians, but white shouldn't play d5 too early. That's probably not the right move. I mean, what I remember is probably h3, rook e1 here, but I'm not an authority. My friend Joe used to play this for black. If you like the King's Indian, Andrew Soltis wrote a book years ago called Confessions of a Chess Grandmaster, and Soltis used to, Soltis analyzed this line a lot. I don't know if b5 is right here. What's up, Zebra? Welcome back. Another black and white animal for the collection. The only living panda that plays chess you can find here. I don't think I've ever played this exact position, but I've played similar ones. For years, I played bishop g4, including a win against Alex Wojtkiewicz years ago. But I was lucky against him, and I played that variation a lot, and it's not really good enough. So basically, black has to play e5 here. Because bishop g4 just isn't good enough. Although I tried forever to make that work. You know, sometimes you're like playing some opening, and it feels like you're literally feels like you're trying to screw a round peg into a square hole. Chess has a life of its own, and I think the chess tries to tell you. It's like your body trying to tell you when it hurts or something, like there's something wrong. If it feels like you're trying to shove a round peg in a square hole, you probably are, you know. And try playing another opening. I mean, a lot of times I would just never give up, keep playing the same crap that doesn't work. Yeah, you've got to be stubborn, but if it doesn't work and it doesn't work and it doesn't work, it's probably because it's bad, you know, and that's the bottom line. Queen e3 feels like a tempo loss, doesn't it? Queen b6, bishop e3, I'm saying. Queen b4. Good way to like get your queen trapped. But so queen b6, bishop b3. Yeah, I feel like I'm playing a GM. I could just play queen d8. But in that case, I'd rather get my rook across to c8. So I don't know what to do here. I mean, maybe it doesn't make a lot of difference. I guess the first question is bishop e3 a good square for his bishop? First of all, probably it is. I mean, where else is it going to go? d2 maybe? We're worrying about minor details here. An unorthodox, this is an unorthodox Fianchetto King's Indian. Because we're playing kind of on the queen side. But it also has kind of Ruy Lopez feel, doesn't it? Boy, practicing always played that Slav weirdly in the beginning, but now he seems quite theoretical here. Well, not really. Seems like a good player though. He's getting better. Gina Rook, what? I can't read. Yeah, but I mean, Soltis wrote a lot of the worst books ever. You know, one of my first chess books, if not my first. Okay, I think I got like Bobby Fischer Teaches Chess, which is bullshit. That was a, rip off. Fischer he tried to sue the guy who did that. Famously, Fischer did not give his permission for that book to be written, but it was like the bestseller of all time. I don't know what would ever happen if Fischer tried to do a lawsuit, but for whatever reason they got away with it. But Soltis wrote a lot of horrible books, including The Stonewall Attack, like my worst book. A lot of white space and like very little information. Just, selling books for the sake of selling books. The irony is that he was an actual journalist, But they're selling books for money, and they're selling books that you actually care about. I guess. I don't like the way this is going. White's too good. Do we have enough counterplay? Okay, e4 is... That's a drawback of bishop e3. It's a very tactically based position, no? It's a strategic position, but tactics are very important here because little details, like if that knight gets in there, I'm fucked. That one little tactical motif. He can't move his bishop because this is hanging. The b2 pawn can be attacked by queen c2. a3 would be nice. Loosens his knight on b3. Really? I'm a genius. Gave him the move. Now he plays the move I suggested. You listen to the stream and play the move I suggest, right? You honestly do that. I can't believe it. He literally plays moves I suggest. This is not the first time. God, that's annoying. Why did I suggest good moves for my opponent? I was just speaking of the concept in general, not necessarily saying it's like good immediately. That's like playing a GM. GM level move, A3, of course. Not a lot of options for white, right? We've got to find something here. All right. I don't know what to do. I'm kind of desperate. I think we're in trouble. Well, I know we're in trouble, but now that was unexpected. You just totally ignored my queen move. Wow. I'm down a pawn. Interestingly, I haven't beaten this player in the last 3 games. Okay, that wasn't a real game, but so these were Simul games where he played almost perfectly, if I recall correctly. So you've suddenly gotten a lot better. An opponent who's improving at a dramatic rate. We ended up getting a good turnout, but nobody's watching the stream. We should make like a requirement, like you can't play unless you... Maybe I'll make that a new requirement. Like you can't play unless you tune into the stream. Now I have another problem. What the heck? Right? That's great. It's like playing God. Oh no. Oh my god. Oh my god. There. Bishop b5. It's just the tempo. Another tempo. How can white possibly go wrong? He's suddenly incredibly strong. Slightly mishandled the opening, but then played like a GM. This could easily be like Lynchich playing white. They're a3, I think I'm almost lost. I didn't see a move. Looks very bad. Now, for your next secret move. No, I think Soltis has a reputation for having very polarizingly good or bad chess books. A thing in between. Wow, knight a3. Okay, that's awkward. Oh, and pre-move. Crushed me with a pre-move. Not a lot of squares to go to here. So I'm losing a piece? Are you serious? Wow. No way. That's weird. Wow. Subtle. Very subtle and accurate. Strategically outplayed me. It's not just tactical. Chess Ebra, yeah. I mean, the last thing you should be studying is openings. That's why, like, when I bought the Simul attack when I was like 1100, I was unrated when I bought that book, but I was like 1100 strength. Did my opponent make some sort of inaccuracy? Or is this just like a brutal? Am I just like roadkill here? The heck? What other choice do I have? Knight c6. You're threatening me? You're gonna flag me now? Wow. And he flags. I have no tactics. You gotta be kidding me. Sees everything. What? Bro, you're just fucking strong. What? Wow. This guy's ridiculously strong. Crushing me like a dog. What? Rook b5? Come on, man. Didn't see that? Just winning anyway. Wow, I can't believe this. Seriously? Are you playing for time? Wow. Quite the player. That is impressive. Mm-hmm. Perfect technique. He beats you with Rook versus Bishop. That's so weird, dude. You beat me with Rook versus Bishop. Mm-hmm. I'm lost now after king e6. Wow. Quite an interesting game you played there. 98% opening accuracy, 91% middle game accuracy, 86% in-game accuracy. Interesting game. You're seriously going to make a comment like that? Whatever, dude. You played the game like you're like a FIDE master or an IM or something. Mm-hmm. Not just the play, the speed. Unbelievable game by White. Not perfect, but way too strong than I was expecting. Very positional. You're like 1100 FIDE or something? Typical. All right. No, you don't have a rating. Okay, so 95, we had this before. Right? 95? I can't remember now what I'm supposed to do. Knight b4 is actually the move versus Lambert. Just so you know. Huh. Let's try something interesting here. Now I'm on tilt, so... Very good scores on Puzzle Racer. You can see people's scores on Puzzle Racer? That's weird. Alright. I guess if you check their account, you can see... Can you see them all? Or just like recent ones? So White is better. The scary part was the middle game where subtle move. I told him A3 and he instantly played it. That's a subtle move. You know, there's a lot of moves there. There's a lot of moves. Most people don't listen to the stream when I'm streaming because it's distracting. So I feel like I'm safe suggesting moves because most people like try not to pay attention to what I'm saying. But this was like a rare example where telling him the best move was a big mistake. Oh, no, you just kept attention. I'm really tilted after that game. Now where am I going to castle after A4? Huge mistake by me. This is Ruslan Bear's big chance. I mean, losing pissed me off. Especially, I achieve a draw in position, but he flags me. Because of the time pressure, I lost with the bishop against rook. I had to find a perfect move, king f8. So I lost like a fish. Okay, I was in time pressure, but... It's just really frustrating to get that close to a draw after a huge struggle and still lose. But, you know, his persistence, he wouldn't accept a draw against an IM. That's usually a bad sign. His persistence in playing for a win there, it's very unusual. I mean, people generally who are lower rated, if they can get a draw, they'll be happy with that. But he was like, no, I'm going to win. Like, that shows an enormous amount of self-confidence. Like, you beat IMs all day, you know? Never entered my mind. Never entered my mind to play a5. Because of c5, I guess. I don't trust my position. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm tilted from the last game. And I'm just playing like recklessly here. I guess just develop. Okay, black's position isn't good either. I mean, we both have like bad position or weird positions. Okay, maybe white is better, but I have to be very careful here. Maybe I'm exaggerating. I lost my focus. Losing that last game really upset me. Ooh, panicking Skywalker is just killing him in a Benoni. It looks like Tal. Does it work though? Then you realize it's the Steinitz, but where's black's e5 pawn? How's my queen doing, by the way? Knight c3 can't be good. That couldn't have been good. I tell you, I'm just totally tilted. This just makes it worse. What am I doing here? Wow. I'm a complete moron, you know? E5. I want to play E5, F4, anything. My bishop, I mean, his bishop's coming to E6. My queen is like trapped. How is my queen not getting trapped? Queen A3. Wow. Now that's a weird move. Now you're making me wonder. Maybe I'm a genius. It's all about A3 lately. Cheese Noob's gonna rob the tournament now that I lost that key game. Meanwhile, maybe Skywalker went too far. He has a lot of pawns. 2 pawns, yeah. Skywalker should be alright there. He ambushed him in the Benoni. I'm liking this position better. But Knight c6 is a bummer. What do I do now? Look at black's position. It looks so sus. What are you going to do about b4? Jesus. I go back to b3. Then I get hit by bishop e6 again. This is crazy. What am I going to do? Bishop f4. b4. Game over. Resigns. He's threatening b4. This is so stupid. I can play this. Maybe I have to. Compromise. You've been compromised. the point. Mm, he has 2 minutes more than me. Ruslan Bear 1700. Damn, dude. At least he can't castle. That's the important thing. Another player who's very fearful, Ruslan. We have over 100 games now. Just kidding. I'm being sarcastic, about the fearful stuff. So, what am I doing now? I can't focus at all. He's so aggressive. Look at his score. He's lost 17 and a half or 19 and a half out of his last 20 games, and he's good enough to play like this? How is that possible? You gotta wonder. How is that possible? How can you play this well and have a half point out of your last 20 games against me? By definition, you'd be like 1,300. He has one draw in the last 20 games. Or you're like losing on purpose or something. It looks like Black played the England Gambit. But I'm still sitting here with my king in the center, and I haven't developed any pieces. It's crazy. Radically aggressive players. Just crazy. Unbelievable. Just the aggression, the pure aggression level of my opponents here in this game. There's like zero fear. I saw a great quote somewhere. It was Mark Twain that it was a Mark Twain quote about fear. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is like tolerance. Having a tolerance for fear or something. Chizunub wins. He wins against who? Oh my god. There's the French Grandmaster who plays the GF Caro-Kann. He's like the only person in the world that plays the GF Caro-Kann. It's a guy from Lichess who used to play here all the time. Maybe he follows him or something. Hope Chess 101. Bishop C4. You gotta love that. Don't really understand it. F4. B2. Man, Ruslan Bear is unbelievable, dude. I would say he's almost suspicious at this point. He's playing this game. Borderline suspicious. He's so good. So fast, so good. Offbeat opening. Really bad Steinitz. He's like a fucking genius. Look at this. He's gonna rip tactics out on me. 30 seconds ahead on the clock. He's like a master too. This is unbelievable. Now that move? No way. That's really surprising. Oh my god, the G file is going to open up. Oh shit, I hung the exchange. Skeptical. If I take on F5, he opens the G file against my king. This wasn't a safe move by me. Bro, I give up, man. Cheesy wins the tournament. I retire. If Drown the Clown loses to Cheesy Noob, I mean, I quit chess, dude. At the very least, Ruslan Bear is a sandbagger who has his rating like 300 points lower than it should be. At very best. Even if he's not suspicious. He's definitely a massive sandbagger. I don't know. He had me in trouble. He could have taken the exchange. Of course, it will be dangerous, but takes a1, rook takes a1, king f7, and I've got to prove it. Holistic chess. Now everything's in order. That was a very, very narrow escape by me. He had me by time in a shaky position, and now I'm objectively winning. Still not over as well. But strategically it's over. Aha! That move I missed. Maybe that's brilliancy. Shit. Here we go again. Alright, so there's no immediate kill. Very frustrating. All of my pieces are perfect. He's still defending with knight c6. Most people would have blundered there. Knight d7, allowing queen g4, knight f7. Probably also bad. Maybe knight c6 was his only move. Finds it. Now he doesn't find the defense. Rook f7, it's easy. You have queen c8. If I try to go in through g4, he's hanging on. What a game. Maybe I'm winning, but it's not so simple. It's for a computer, it's easy, but not. Now, Cheesy Noob, you better... Oh, he lost to Drown the Clown. What? No, I don't understand. What, Drown the Clown won? Yeah, Drown the Clown won. Panic and Skywalker practicing all ways. So Panic and Skywalker, what happened there? What happened there? I don't understand. So White has no defense against Rook h4? Wow. Brute force against a movable object. Panic and Skywalker, 5th place. He's warming up though, look. Panic and Skywalker started with 4 zeros. Then he won, then another 2 zeros. And now it's score, score, score. Now he's playing Cheesy Noob. Panikin, please just, you know, play your best. Cheesy Noob doubling down on... Oh, no. Bro, now this stupid gambit, it might work. But it's not a secret or something, you know. Now everybody knows the stupid gambit. It's lost any and all of its surprise value at this point. But maybe not a bad choice in this situation. Although the scary thing is that Panikin Skywalker probably plays it against everyone. Oh, I need another game. We got 14 minutes left. Come on, time for one more game. Can I play someone else? By the way, Gabble Tromops, are you not here in the stream? Come on, guys. You gotta watch the stream at least. That's gonna be the new requirement. You're not allowed to play unless you watch the stream on Twitch. Maybe I have to make that the rule. I have to take attendance and let you in the tournament by hand. Well, now it's too late. Cheesy Noobs only use 30 seconds. They both use no time. White clearly has compensation for sacrifice piece, like in the 97 lines. Yeah, obviously you got to play bishop e3. Now what? Cheesy Noob berserked. And Panic and Skywalker didn't. Who's Gigi Girl? This is a new one. Gigi Girl. Oh no, that's not you, is it? Gina, you got a new account or something? Carol-Con fan. Carol-Con Girl. Don't tell me, buddy, about her new account. Alright. Might get a stalker who's into domination. Sparkle Horse looking for a challenge here. Cheesy Noob practicing always. Chessman, I assume, is gone. So Grossman, a lot of people have left, I guess. Drown the Clown, though. We don't want to play him. Archer seems to be gone. Giachi's playing, practicing always. Gabble Tromops is gone. Ruslan Bear, you can play again. Heroku is gone. Chess's Love is gone. Sun Prism didn't seem to really be here today. Alright. So we're waiting for a last pairing, maybe. Panic and Skywalker, putting pressure on Cheesy Noob, who I think, did a risky thing by berserking. Now, Knight of Fate, the rook's on h7, so what are you going to do about that? Yeah, the problem is you're losing the exchange there, right? So White could have taken his material back. Instead plays 95. Debatable. I would have just taken the material back, but maybe Panic and Skywalker is justified. Black has other problems, like his knight on b4. Didn't even see g6, but I'm not sure I like it. Okay, maybe rook g7. You can't even play rook g7. So, yeah, Black's position is very dubious. a3, knight a6 is horrible. Rook g7 can't be played because of bishop takes h6, although maybe it's a practical thing to do. What a hard position for Black to play. Oh. That's a good choice. We're down to 9 minutes, 57 seconds. Why g7 versus f7? Now b4 killing the knight. So Cheesy Noob, bad bishop, low time. Bad knights, no squares. Less calories. Rook a2. You got h4, h5. I like h4 because it prevents any sort of g5, bishop e8. But anyway, you can't play g5. I don't know. Rook a2, h4. It's all good. White has full compensation for the sacrifice piece. Clearly. But Cheesy Noob's the one with less time. So that's kind of a disaster. I don't think... Play me. It's your alt account. Why play h6? I didn't... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think you should. There's a lot of things you play, right? But I think the Alien Gambit is unsound anyway. But if you're going to allow it, I guess, yeah, you should know what you're doing. Man, black's so pieces are so now b5 is a bit much. That seems like a reckless move. Oh man. Cheesy Noob has really gotten lucky here. Panic and Skywalker literally panicked. He literally panicked. He had bishop takes e5, queen e5, bishop takes g6. Didn't do it. And now Cheesy Noob's like in position to possibly win the game. Now he's really up a piece. Clearly, it's not easy, but it was really unnecessary for white to play queen g3 there. He just has to stop. Sometimes you just have to stop and think for a second. You know, it's not, we're not asking you to spend an hour on your moves, but stop and make sure you consider all your options, at least. All you have to do is flag him here. Wow. Wow, he hung a piece. Cheesy just hung a piece. Now don't take it. Taking it might allow me to tie for first, but you probably don't want to take that knight because it would give you like a better endgame. Don't take the knight, by all means. You know, play something else. Rook A2. Don't take the knight. Come on, why would you take the knight? I mean, it's just a free piece. He's thinking, this is his longest think of the game. Are you like slow rolling him or something? Or are you trying to be funny? That was the longest he thought on a single move in the whole game. Taking the knight on g6. It's like intentionally like using your time even though you know you're winning. Just to torture the other guy. It's a poker term. It's like you're revealing your cards very slowly on purpose, even though you know you're winning. Acting like you're not sure. Fancy move syndrome. This is not necessarily winning for white, but there's a major increment problem here for Cheesy Noob. The lack thereof. Having no increment in a rooking game like this with 3 Isolanis is not a good thing, dude. Oh my god. Wow. White needs to be a little bit careful, and that's not Panic and Skywalker's strong point. Careful, not his strong point. Defense, not his strong point. I think that white could self-mate here. That's a good move, though. Wow. Cheesy Noob has defense. Looks like a puzzle position. There you go. Wow. You got to give Panic and Skywalker credit for, like, he spotted that bishop d1 mate I had against him, and he does have a sort of flair for, he has a flair for finishing, for the, you know, the aesthetic finish. I give you credit for that. That was sloppy, though. I mean, you should have played bishop takes e5. Allowing that tactic with Cheesy Noob taking on b2 now, that was, it spiraled out of control. I'm lucky if I still win the tournament. You have a sense of aesthetics. I didn't realize my bishops can move backwards. There might not be any games left. Players are getting ready. Pairing players, get ready. Let's see a rematch. Cheesy Noob versus Panic at Skywalker. No, it's me versus Cheesy Noob. I think we should berserk here. I have my fate in my own hands. Just have to play slow. And nothing can go wrong. I'll just take my time. But let's play d5. I normally, we want to be solid. I don't want to allow that crap that happened in the other game. To London. So this is like an obsession. He's reached obsession levels. Now that's devastating. You gotta be careful though. If I allow 95, I'm in big trouble. So is this? What do you think? Is White playing the Caro Kann? It's like you played the Caro Kann, but you're playing H5 randomly in the Caro Kann. People are playing with engines. Yes. I certainly never seen anyone play with an engine. Anything's possible here, but you've been known to kind of overreact. So have I. All right, this game is not going to count for the final score. I'm just stalling. But why would I exchange there? Actually. Yeah. Cheesy was amazingly sort of systematic. I guess I should have played Rook G8 first. Ah, this is bad. That's bad. You did a bad thing. I think you should have probably dealt with that in a different way. Okay. It's not that bad, I guess. Still. Should I take... It's strangely similar to our first game. Even the placement of his king is the same. And the same castling. It's crazy. Cheesy Noob is formulaic chaos. It's formulaic chaos. That's insane. You're going to put all of your pieces on the same squares you did in the first game. What is the chances of that? In a completely different line. How does he do that? How do you put your pieces on the same squares? King on F2. Literally channeling Judith Polgar. Oh. The Indonesian billionaire or whatever? Wait, aren't I winning here? Okay, this game doesn't count for the official results. That was an Indian billionaire I'm talking about. And the Indonesian thing was different, right? Oh, Cheesy Noob is really toast. Toast. Uh-huh. Now if H5. C4. C4 break. Wait, the computer likes two knights, two pieces rather. The engine likes two pieces all day here. Now Cheesy Noob likes knights better than bishops. But I don't know what his personal take is on two pieces versus a rook. This doesn't look good. But I did manage to eke it out on tie breaks. Practicing always finishes third. Aha. Counterplay. There's counterplay in the air. How do I best do this? I have no checks. I guess I attack the C3 pawn. Yeah. You should grab G3 first. Probably grab everything. Just take what you can take. Right? All you can eat buffet. Oof. He resigned. Okay. That game is dead. Yeah. How was this game? Not a good opening. You got nothing out of the opening. I played super safe here. By the way, like, check this out. Harold Casagrande. It was a Austrian. That's funny. Harold the Casagrande variation, the big house. That's a funny name, Casagrande. Big house variation. No one has played this move. Except for that one guy. That's funny. Alright. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining us. So, final score. Sparklehurst first place with one loss. Cheesy Noob in second. And Practicing Always beating me and taking third place. Panic and Skywalker narrowly in fourth place. Chessman, Drana Clown, Grossmeister, Archer Ross, who's obviously rusty, Gabble Troll Mops, and Ruslan Bear rounding out the top 10. Thanks everybody for playing. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll be back for analysis stream tomorrow night. If you are a subscriber, all I